If you've ever found yourself deep into a chilling story, way past your bedtime, then you already know the true crime podcast scene is just exploding with tales to tell. But with so many options out there, where do you even begin in 2025? Well, let's dive into this guide and find your next obsession. It's a really good question, isn't it? Why are we so drawn to these stories? It's got to be more than just, morbid curiosity. It's that weird comfort we get from hearing chilling confessions and the sharp click of detective logic as it all falls into place. And honestly, this fascination is totally normal. It's kind of like a way to flex our paranoia muscles and try to understand the really complex parts of human behavior, but from a totally safe distance. And it's exactly this impulse that has made true crime podcasts a global phenomenon. Okay, so to kick things off, let's talk about the titans of the genre. These are the podcasts that kind of built the foundation, and they're still captivating audiences because, let's face it, their storytelling is just top-notch. If you're new to the scene or you just want a guaranteed great listen, this is your starting point. So let's break down the appeal of the big three here. If you want something that feels like you're hashing out a case with your two best friends, then Crime Junkie is absolutely for you. For those who want a classic binge listen that'll make you question everything, Serial is still the undisputed champ. And, of course, if you're looking for that masterful, almost cinematic investigative reporting, you just can't beat the podcast version of Dateline NBC. And speaking of different flavors, another classic, Morbid, is a massive fan favorite because it has this amazing mix of super deep research and a really healthy dose of wit. I think the best way to describe it is, and that just nails it, right? The hosts, Ash and Elena, serve up what feels like a darkly twisted true crime cocktail. It's perfect if you appreciate the seriousness of a case, but also love some sharp, witty banter. They've built this amazing community around each story. Now, for something completely different, if you find some true crime podcasts maybe a little too intense, then Criminal could be the perfect fit. It takes a much more thoughtful, almost artistic approach to the whole genre. The host, Phoebe Judge, has this incredibly warm voice that just guides you through these really bizarre human stories. The focus here isn't really on the scary stuff, but more on understanding the truly strange and complex situations people can find themselves in. But what if you're the type of person who just wants the facts? No banter, no frills, just the meticulously researched details. Well, then Australia's finest, Case File, is going to be your go-to. What makes this one so unique is its deadpan, totally anonymous narrator who just delivers the unvarnished facts from cold cases. The show really trusts you, the listener, to connect the dots. That makes it a top choice for any dedicated amateur detective who cares about the integrity of the story above everything else. All right, we've covered the classics. Now, let's get into the new class of podcasts that are really shaking things up in 2025. These are the fresh voices and innovative formats that you absolutely can't miss. First up on our most wanted list is Murder in the Moonlight. This one is all about atmosphere. It delivers this thrilling mix of silent nights, sinister secrets, and just incredibly suspenseful storytelling. I love this description because that's exactly what it feels like. The production value is so high, it makes every episode a cinematic experience just for your ears, which is a huge part of the appeal for these modern shows. It's perfect for a late-night drive. Next up is a show that asks the tougher questions. Injustice, Killer Privilege takes a step back from just telling you what happened in a crime to really explore the systems and biases that so often surround it. This is for the listener who wants more than just the what and the who. It bravely dives into the intersection of crime, power, and privilege, bringing a really vital, different perspective to the genre. It makes for a truly thought-provoking listen. And for our final new pick, let's dive into a historical mystery. Shadow Kingdom, God's Banker weaves together secrets of the Vatican with a mysterious death and a whole web of conspiracy theories. And this recommendation is just spot on. If you love a good historical deep dive that feels like it's pulled straight out of a novel, this one is absolutely for you. It's the perfect blend of true crime and historical intrigue. Feeling like you've already heard all the big names? Okay, let's dig into a few hidden gems for the true aficionado. Think of this as a lightning round of fan favorites you might have missed that are definitely worth your time. First, you've got Up and Vanished, which unearths these really compelling missing persons cases. Then there's Dr. Death. It tells medical horror stories that will seriously have you second-guessing your next checkup. The Vanished shines a crucial spotlight on those who disappear without a trace.
And finally, Unresolved digs into cold cases that just refuse to be forgotten.
So, after exploring all these different styles, from these cinematic thrillers to the just the facts deep dives, it really brings us back to that first question. We've seen how they hook us, but why are we all so captivated? Well, it turns out the psychology behind this whole true crime phenomenon, it explains everything we've just talked about. Okay, so first off, there are constantly fresh stories to keep our inner detective busy. Second, the diversity of narrators, like we saw with Injustice, gives us totally new ways to look at crime. Third, the production quality has gone through the roof, hitting Hollywood levels, creating those audio experiences you just can't forget. And finally, you've got these thriving online communities, like the one around Morbid, that let us connect with other fans. We've covered the classics, the new class, and the psychology behind it all. So, really, the only question left is the most important one. With all these incredible stories just waiting for you, which mystery are you going to press play on first? Just remember to keep your snacks close and your lights on.